Well, good morning. This is Vinney Chopra coming live to you from San Francisco, from Black Hawk, California. As some of you might know me, this is the sequel to my book. Many of you might have read it. If you have not read it yet, please go ahead and get it. 325 positive reviews in just 1 year, guys. If you want to really get a book that can really get you into the senior investing, investing passively or actively, go ahead and pick it up from from the Amazon, right? In India, in UK, in Canada, we are getting statistics from all over the world. So please do look into that. Again, this show is for you. I want to say that, and I try to bring the best of the best guests on the show. As you can see, just Google me, Vinney Chopra. Vinney Chopra, just Google me and say podcast. That's all you have to say. And you'll come across all the different syndication attorneys, 7 of them. I used to be having single family homes all over USA, but then we sold them all. And I just wanted to scale up and increase the business from investing in 14 units for $180,000. By the way, 14 years back to $441 million of portfolio with over 4,600 apartments, and also with the senior living, which we'll be talking a little bit about it today. It's going to be $1 billion to $2 billion. I promise you in the next few years, because we'll be building 200 million every year for the next 10 years. That's 2 billion. Plus this will get multifamily into $1 billion. So 3 billion, let's say. But anyway, if you only would like to watch me, share and comment, please do so. And again, I come live to you. I mean, not live. I do 5 shows, guys. So sorry about that. You could just Google me and see about all that. But let me talk about my great friend, Bill. Hi, Bill. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, Vinney. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing excellent. Couldn't be better, when I retired 5 years back, my wife said, oh, okay, we're going to be traveling. I told her, yes, we'll be traveling every 2-3 months all over USA, all over the world. But during COVID, we are tied down, this year, and we had 6 vacations planned, but nothing happened. I never look back. I look forward. So next year or year after, we'll be able to, have fun. But the good part is, Bill, I want to introduce you. You're a great personality. A lot of people know you in whole USA, and especially with your podcast, which is reaching so many heights, with the seniors. And we're going to talk about that. So let me introduce my friend Bill, those who don't know him. This actually, the title of the show today we talked about is Investing After 50 Years of Age, 50 while being able to give back, because that's what Bill does. And if you dig into his past, he's been giving back so nicely to the community in all over the world, actually, and out here also in the Los Angeles. Bill Manassero is the founder and CEO of Manassero Properties, LLC. His business and management experience spans more than 30 years, guys, and includes industries ranging from financial services and automotive to retail to real estate, technology, marketing, and non-profits. I love it, Bill. Man, you are so experienced in so many things. In 2001, he founded Child Hope International, a 501c3, excellent nonprofit charitable organization that works with homeless children. Oh my gosh, we're going to talk about it, Bill, because we've been very strong part of the orphanages in India. As you know, I'm from India. We'll talk about that. In Port-au-Prince, Haiti, right there, Child Hope has been featured on CNN and with a documentary entitled Rescued. So please, if you'd like to find out more, just Google, Rescued documentary, CNN, and put Bill Manassero's name. You'll come to it right away. Google does the best friend, and he was also interviewed in Haiti by Oprah Winfrey. Hold on, I didn't know that, Bill. That's amazing. You're a celebrity, buddy. So we could even say Bill Manassero, all right, Manassero space Oprah Winfrey, or Haiti. So you'll find that. He is also the host of the top rated Old Dog REI Network podcast. Welcome, Bill. It's such a pleasure to have you, brother.
Oh, it's great to be on, Vinney. It's always a pleasure. You brighten up my morning with your big smile here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, God bless you. This life is so short. I say that to all my people and everything. We need to get up in the morning as we're going to have $1 million day or $10 million day. Just a metaphor, right?
Right.
But a lot of people get up in the morning dead. What do I mean by that? They get up, they are snoozing, alarm clock, this and that. They don't know what direction they're going to have today. If they have no goals, no direction, no motivation, no why, right? They can't accomplish what God sent us here for. So that's what I really believe. We need to be totally excited and motivated. Each and every day is a present, just like it's the metaphor again. Present, open the gift, open the present, and live the life. So, no, tell us more. By the way, Bill was my guest, and I've been a guest on his show.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah.
Multiple times, Bill. And please do Google, because Bill shared so much great information about his past and Haiti and everything. But we want to dig into more today into the podcast. He's built a great podcast. So please take us into different direction, Bill. Yeah.
Well, sure. I got started later in life in real estate, and you did too, which I think is
yeah, I did. I'm 68 today. So let's say 14 years back, right? So 54
yeah,
years.
50s, yeah. And I was around 58 or so, right around there. When I first got started, I had no experience in real estate. I had experience in all kinds of other business, like corporations, technology, startups. I was an entrepreneur, had a lot of experience in business. But when I was called into the mission field, I went in there full time, and so I stopped doing business except for my nonprofit, and we had to keep that going and so forth. But mostly I was focused on helping these children, the abandoned, orphaned, and at-risk children on the streets of Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And so, but I've been had my nonprofit since about 2001 or so, and but getting into real estate, I had been in the mission field for a long time, and it was getting sort of near the end of our time, because Haiti is a difficult place, and it is difficult for families. And I had my family there. My kids were growing up. They were going back to the States, and my wife and I were just praying about what to do next. And I thought, well, maybe we should take a sabbatical and go to the States and figure out what it is we want to do. If we want to stay in Haiti, into our older years, or do we want to come back to the U.S. and so we took a sabbatical, went out there and realized that we really, it's time. It's time for us to go back. And so I'm in Haiti, and I'm trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do? Because I was approaching 60, but I don't even know what retirement is. I don't even. I can't picture sitting around, collecting seashells, down at Laguna Beach or something, So I'm going, what am I going to do? I want to do something. And so I looked into all kinds of things. I was looking at online e-commerce businesses, a lot of different things. And then I got this unexpected inheritance check. And I said, well, I was heavily vested in the stock market, especially in technology stocks, because I was in that area.
Yep.
I didn't want to just throw this back into the stock market. And so I'm looking to diversify. And so I'm looking at other options. What can I do? Maybe I can go into annuities, or I can go into, something different in gold, precious metals. And then I have some guys on my board. One of the chairman of our board for our Child Hope International is a real estate investor. He owns apartment buildings in Southern California. And I also had a gentleman that had a construction business. Another was a developer. So I had all these real estate guys around me. And I thought, well, maybe I could invest in real estate. Maybe that's a way to diversify. So
Yes.
I was just looking at, maybe getting a REIT or something like that. I wasn't thinking about becoming a landlord, but I found out about these turnkey properties, and I thought, well, maybe that sounds like it's pretty passive.
Mhm.
And so I started researching, and I started reading, and I was looking at every book, and I came across Dave Lindahl's book,
Yes. Yes.
Emerging.
My coach, my mentor, actually.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he taught me everything that I'm doing. Well, I progressed along, of course, and
Oh, yeah,
the experience teaches you, right? When you get
exactly.
knocked down this way, that way.
But I read on emerging markets, and
Mhm.
so I started research. I said, okay, I'm not gonna invest in Southern California because there's just no cash flow there, and that's where I'm from, and that's where we were planning on going back to. And so I found two markets that looked pretty nice. One was Memphis, one was Atlanta,
Mhm.
and so I hopped on a plane, and I researched and I found a turnkey company. Hopped
Mhm.
on a plane. 4 days, later, I flew back and I had three properties. I had a duplex and two single-family homes.
I love
And
it.
yeah, the next month I was getting checks, and I'm going, okay, that was easy. I didn't have to
Yeah.
do anything. They already had tenants in them. They were all turnkey, and so I thought, well, this is pretty good. This is a good way to make some additional income, right? But then I started thinking about it. When I go back to the States, maybe I can get more into real estate. And
Mhm.
that's where I started looking at, well, maybe this could be more than just a little side,
Good.
investment. So
Yep.
that's where I started researching more. We finally came back to the States. I started buying more properties, and then I realized, this is something I can do to not only help my family, but to also help support my nonprofit, which
Yes.
is still active in Haiti. We
Mhm.
left, but we have other people that are running it for us now.
Good.
And so I thought, I could raise money that we want to build a large, like a village for these children that we take care of. And I thought, this could be the way to do it. So I set this goal of 1,000 units in 6 years.
Yes.
I said, okay, am I going to be able to do this? And I thought, well, looking at how I was going, if I doubled the number of properties I had
Yeah.
each year, I would be able to do that in 6 years. So
Yes.
that's how I got started.
Awesome.
That's
Awesome.
how I got
Awesome.
started in real estate.
And I know that, you purchased multifamily now,
Yeah.
in Memphis, in Indiana, I think, and other places also.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And you have a great, great podcast show for old dog. So how did you start? And I think you have a great following of so many 50 pluses, seniors and young people too, right?
Right. Right.
And I know you really kind of got excited about senior living. I want to kind of take you into that format. As you know, I got going. I started sending signals out. I always believe in law of attraction. So, I wanted to get into senior. I'm 68, right? You're a little older than me, but there are lots and lots of seniors. We have almost 57.8 million 65 plus, 10,000 every night. 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65. And I just finished this show this morning. I have some statistics I could not believe. We have in 2020, there are an estimated 23 million Americans over the age of 75 and 8.9 million over 83. 8.9, almost 9 million, 83. And we find that is the age, right, Bill, where people need assistance.
Yes.
83, 81, 82, in that range. And then I just also got the statistic from CBRE, 40,325 new units per year are needed for the demand for next 5 years. And we are only building around 16,440 units. So there is a humongous 24,000 shortage every year.
Yeah, and that is, that's what really interested me when you first talked to me about that. I have a heart for those people, that huge group, which you and I are a part of.
Yes.
When I first started in real estate investing, a lot of my friends were dealing with their retirement. They're starting to approach retirement. They're trying to figure out, what am I going to do? Do I have the funds, to do this? Do I have something to leave as a legacy to my children? And so as I started to invest and my friends heard more and more about it, they kept writing to me, and how's it going? Are you still buying? What are you doing? And so I was sending all these emails. I finally said, look, I'm just going to put a blog together, and I'm just going to, and you guys can read, and I'll share my story. And as I was doing that, I got a mentor, and with that mentor kept saying, Bill, you need to expand and do a podcast.
Sure.
I said, no, I stutter. I'm not a good talker, And so I was just kind of going back and forth, and he said, no, you really should, you won't regret it. And so I kind of kicking and screaming, I went over and I said, okay, once a week, that's it. I started this podcast, started featuring, all kinds of great folks like you're doing. And I said, this isn't that bad. So I added a Friday show too. So I have guests on Monday, and then on Friday, I just speak and I talk about, what's cap rates and how do you calculate, ROI and, just all kinds of different topics. And so that's how the podcast started to evolve. Yeah. And so these people now started listening, some started getting involved, some started investing. So there's this whole group of people now that listen to this podcast, the Old Dogs REI Network, and they're investing in real estate in many different ways. Some are buying properties, some are investing in syndications, and as you know, and then there are those that are they're looking at different types of maybe diversifying, maybe doing a little bit of different things, and so. As I started moving into multifamily and got into apartments, you had started speaking to me about this senior living, and I've been looking at this for a while. In fact, my wife and I, when we came back from Haiti, one of the things we did is we jumped right into taking care of her parents, who were both elderly in their 80s. And they needed care, and so we just moved in and started helping them. And both of my parents who have passed away, they both went into assisted living too, but that's while I was in Haiti. So we came back, we really wanted to do something for her parents, and in that we both just got a heart for that group of people that are under care. And her mom has since passed away, but her dad is still alive. He's in hospice care. But we don't we're not there every day, but we go to see them see him on a regular basis, and so she became a caregiver, and she actually does that part-time. My daughter also did it, and now I have a son too that also is in our caregivers, and so we all have a heart for this, for the folks that are moving into that assisted living. And when you mentioned to me you were getting involved, I said, oh my gosh, I want to get involved, because I absolutely have a heart for this. And it, as you started to share with me the quality of these facilities that you were creating, it's going, this is amazing. I was looking at maybe those little home-based, where you just have, maybe 6 or 8 people in one little home. Yeah. But what you're providing is so much more. And I think that the services are just provide, and memory care on top of that. And so I said, I'm all in. And I was really excited. So that's really my heart right now. And it was interesting because COVID hit, around the time that we started. Yep. And I was looking at that, and I realized that this is probably one of the best places to invest right now. Because of COVID, people are very concerned about the care of their parents and or their future care, and to know about these facilities that have an incredible track record. Like when COVID hit, nobody in all of these facilities that
we manage and we have built here, right?
I got the the COVID. So I was just going, this is amazing. And so that to me just really motivated me a lot. I was really excited. I have this renewed interest, I still love multifamily and apartments, but I just, this area is, like you said, it's a need now. And over the next 10 years, the next 20 years, the demand is going to get even bigger.
Bigger and
So
bigger, Bill. You're so right. And I do want to tell our audiences it is multifamily at its core. Let me say
it is
why.
multifamily,
It
yes.
is multifamily because 82 units or 89 units or 92 units or 120, we won't do any bigger than that. We are not into 2-story, 3-story, 4-story, like 300, residents living in those kind of facilities. We are not, because our modus operandi, what we want is to give the best dignified, respectable life to our seniors as they are doing their last, 2.5, 3 years of their life, to be truthful. And that's why we build them courtyards, like on 7.5 acre of land, we build only 88 units with 16 or 18 memory care right there in the same building. And then we have the rest of the units as, our assisted living. We do take independent living also only if the sponsor, a spouse, I should say. If one needs assistance, then we'll take the next person as independent. Otherwise, our facilities are not independent living at all. But what we like, actually, what you just said, Bill, is that these are the facilities. They have movie theaters, they have spas, they have,
Salon, yes.
yeah, right. And
Library.
five-star dining, 5-star, not 2-star, not 3-star, 5-star dining with the, chef, junior chef, preparing the meals, what you would like to eat. And we spend a lot of money in the food, and a lot of, I will say a lot of families love us because Shahid shares. They say, oh, my dad and mom gained 10 pounds. That's a good thing.
That's great. That's
That is a
great.
good thing, that makes us feel. I just saw a video today, no, yesterday with Shahid over there. He was in Michigan at the Dundee. Hampton Manor is our brand, by the way. If anybody would like to see that, Hampton Manor, and just say Michigan, you'll see all different Hampton Manors over there. We're going to be all over USA and so on. But that's where he was sharing me the screen. And we are the first ones, by the way, during COVID, we are able to bring the families on the other side of the plexiglass, like the banks,
Right.
and then they could visit with their mom or dad on the other side. I mean, we did it in Florida at Cape Coral. Even the governor noticed it from us, And then Shahid went back, my partner, to Michigan, and he did it over there. And now we're going to be doing it in every facility. Like you said, Bill, this is the safest place our, seniors can live in, because we have had 0 COVID death, 0 positivity, and we are so careful, and we locked down our facilities way earlier than most other people did, And actually deaths have been coming in not assisted living. I want to clarify, it's been coming in nursing homes. It's been coming in rehab centers,
Right.
acute centers, because the residents, we should say seniors, go in and out because of their illness to the hospital, and back and forth. If they got corona coming in, that can affect very quickly to other people. That's why I think I heard a statistic, 50% of the deaths are coming from nursing homes, which is sad. Even one death is very, very bad. But you're right, Bill. So that's something. And I do want to also, maybe you can, join with me. I said multifamily at its core, which is true, because we've been chasing, you and I both have been chasing the workforce, the jobs. We have been buying in the metro areas, or a path of progress, we call it, right? Where more companies are going to come, more people will be employed, and then they need to pay our rent. We have to give concessions. Delinquencies happen during COVID. As you know, C class got hurt so badly, C minus and C plus even. But in assisted living, multifamily, we love that class because it's multifamily, which is just built brand new, A plus. So there is 0 different maintenance. All appliances are brand new. roofs are brand new, parking lots are brand new, boilers are brand new. All the appliances, everything, the commercial kitchen, all the furniture is brand new. So that's why we love this, because it's zero maintenance. And
Yes.
then we also have zero delinquency. Hold
Uh-huh.
on. All our residents, 100% collections each month, 95 maybe, let's say, if not 100, 95% occupied, which we are able to occupy these facilities very quickly because we have very strong marketing techniques and marketing executive directors, marketing people and everything. About 70% when the community is built and it's ready to be finished 100%, we start marketing, so that when we open the doors, we are 50% occupied and profitable.
That's great.
See, when I say, in apartments, we cannot say that, Bill, right?
Yeah.
Because you need to be 70, 65 to 70, or even 75% to make any money after paying the mortgage and all. But in assisted living, it's 45%.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's amazing, Yeah.
Well, it excites me. The whole senior living to me is just the only place to be.
No, really.
It
It's
is
the
great.
state best investment Shahid just shared this morning at our podcast show that we do, that for the last 10 years, assisted living senior investing has the best class to give the returns. It gives 2 to 3 times the returns of a regular apartment, because we are not having the same unit go for 1,300 or 1,200, but seniors are paying 3,800 or 4,400. So just that gap of, like, we are collecting $4 million with 82 units.
Yes.
$4 million. That's a lot of money, guys. Everybody watching us or listening to us, that's a lot of money. And even after we spend all the money in caregiving, staff, nurse, food, transportation, all the utilities and everything, still there is a big chunk of money left behind. So, but tell me more, Bill, like, you are the guest. What you will tell somebody who's looking into this, what do you understand, so far in the senior living or multifamily, right? What would you say to them if they are kind of questioning it, let's say?
Yeah, well, I think, getting into any kind of real estate investing, I think the most important thing is to know your why.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting that the why to me is that motivating factor that makes you want to keep going forward, even when things may be tough, or even when there's challenges. But if you have a strong why, and it shouldn't be something like, well, I just want to earn extra money, or that's not really a why. That's like a goal or objective. But you have a solid why. That's what should be motivating you. And as I was mentioning to you with senior living, my why is a heart for helping those people that are in my age group, and there are many that are that have health issues and other struggles, and to be able to do something that helps out that group is a strong motivator for me. And then second of all, I think it's really important to research and to really understand what's involved in getting involved. Educate yourself. Understand if you're going to invest in apartments. Understand all of the elements that go into what is a value add, and what kinds of things have to be done to that property to be able to make it profitable, and all the elements that are involved in know your sponsors, the people that are behind it. So do all your research and your homework, and then so the final is have a plan and stick to that plan. If you're going to be investing every year, how much you're going to invest, what you expect to get the return on. And I think as part of that, just do it. Maybe that's a fourth one, but you just have to do it. Sometimes you can keep researching and researching. You get too wrapped up in that, and you never do anything. And so that the idea is, okay, I got the data, I've got enough to get started. Boom, make them move and move and forward, and you won't regret it, because that's the one thing. I know more people. On my show, I always ask them, what are your biggest mistakes and what are your biggest success, and number one, mistake that comes up all the time is not starting earlier.
Yes.
That a lot of people say, oh, I should have done it 5 years before. I should have done 10, 20 years ago. And, here I am starting real estate investing and, approaching 60,
Yeah.
I wish I would have started it when I was a young guy, but, that's what you just have to do it. At a certain point, you get the basic information and then you move forward.
Thank you so much, Bill. You're so right about it. I just say analysis also brings paralysis. I say that all the time.
Yes.
Because I think where I am today, it's because I took those steps. If it looked 75% good to me, I took that step, right? And that way it turned out to be a much better investment and next and next and next. I've done 35 syndications now, by the way, but the good part is we want to share with all the audiences, we are going to be coming out with this book, Senior Living Investing Made Easy. Oh my
I love it. Oh, that's great.
So this is in the works. It's almost finalized and it should be coming out to, Amazon. I want to share because we felt like it's our duty to really share and educate masses, seniors along with millennials, because millennials are the ones and baby boomers are the ones who are making decisions with their parents.
Yes,
so
right.
It's a complete family process to decide where mom or dad should go to, So that's why we wrote this book, and it takes you through all senior living aspects and, what to look for and really get educated. I just wanted to kind of throw that since we're talking about senior living today. The other part I wanted to mention was, lots and lots of people, again, our thinking is very much, I don't want to lose $5. Truly, I don't want to lose $5 either, right? But I hope that the investors look into the syndicators, their track record and everything, how successful they have been by doing the things they are doing. Because, then only spend the money with them, because you've got to preserve your capital, number one. Secondly, the cash flow. Third, getting your money back with the equity gains and everything, right? So those four things are very, very important. And do your homework. Please, please, please. Because you don't want to have sleepless nights. It is not right at all. I mean, you and I know, Bill, we sleep good. I mean, I've raised like 140 million, I think. I mean, that's a lot of money from investors to be, entrusted, right? To put into real estates and all that. But again, loans and other stuff, because limited partners don't get on the loan, right? So that's way. What other things come to your mind, Bill? I was going to say, how does your day look like, a typical day for Bill Manassero?
You and I have one thing that's very much in common, which is I always get a kick out of, because we're both early risers.
Yes.
I am up usually 4 or 5 o'clock every morning.
Gosh, wow.
And I will, it's so funny because I will be, I get up, and the first thing I do really is I spend time in prayer and reading the Bible. I want to get focused for the day and get in the right frame of mind. And then I start moving into, the next level of, trying to tackle the tougher things, because my mind in the morning is it's the best. And so that's where I take the difficult things. If I have to do analysis or financials or things like that are real tedious, I will do that kind of stuff early on. But it's always funny because if you text me sometime, I get the text at 5 and I'm awake, I go, no one else will send it, I mean, you're on the West Coast. I get it from the East Coast, yes, but it's so funny because you are always up early, and I think that's great. And we do our exercise and all that. We get, get ready for the day. And that to me is a great way to start. And then I'll quit later in the day. I mean, like maybe 3 or 4. So that I have a full day. But I plan out my day. I have a strategic plan that I follow, And
Yes.
so I look at one of the books that really inspired me was Gary Keller's the One Thing.
The one thing. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So if I really focus my day on that one thing, which
Yeah.
is tied to the one thing for the year that I want to accomplish, then I will be that much more effective. So after I get the things out of the way early in the morning, then the rest of my day is really spent on the one things. And
I love it. I love it, Bill. And again, our friend Hal Elrod, he
yes,
wrote that Miracle Morning. And
yes,
that's you and I very much do the same gratitude. God, of course, reading scriptures like I do in my Indian culture, Hanuman Chalisa and other, books we have. And then, of course, take care of our mind and soul. It's so important. I mean, we feed our body so much good stuff, right? But we need to feed our mind. I mean, that is the number one thing. And by doing that, like you said, and concentrating on one thing, it gets you up and running and have a day, right? From the 4 or 5 to about 3 o'clock, you've done a great 11 hours with, of course, bath and food and lunch and all that. But I hope everybody listening to us, I hope you are in that frame of mind. If you're not, we will highly recommend Bill and I, go to YouTube or go to Google and just say Miracle Morning script or Miracle Morning, video. And you'll come across some great things, short ones for just 5 minutes or 7 minutes, and try to internalize it, because we only accomplish so much when our body and soul are unified. We are going towards the north, we call it, right? Stephen Covey, our good mentor, said that, just like the compass, wherever you take the compass, it's going to always point towards the north. And that's what happens to us in the morning, that our compass of the body and soul and mind and everything, it's pointing to the north.
Yeah, I like that. And you're also I like you're very strict on your regimen for physical too.
Yes.
You're walking on your 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 little, what do you call that, the little thing that you walk on, that
the elliptical. Elliptical. I love it. Yeah,
doing that. So that's important too, because we don't want to end up in assisted living any sooner than we have to, right?
Yes.
So we want to help people out in assisted living, but eventually we will. But even I want it to be later than earlier. And you're in great shape. You take good care of yourself. You eat well, and I think that's important. You do have to do that, because the mind also is affected by that too. If you're eating bad, you're not exercising, your mind won't be very sharp either. So
totally, so right, Bill. It's been just wonderful to have you. You've given so many great nuggets. How can people reach you, Bill? Yeah.
Well, the best thing is through my website, and that's Old Dawgs REINetwork.com, and it's Old Dawgs is spelled DAWGS. Okay.
Yes.
REI for real estate investing, and then network. So Old Dawgs REINetwork.com. And when they go to my website, the first thing they're going to see is a pop-up for a 3-minute property analyzer.
Yes.
And so I have this thing that helps me. When you're looking through a lot of different properties, you can go through and you can plug in the top key factors of that property, the number of units, the income, the expenses, all these factors, and you put them in, and in this 3-minute analyzer, and then it'll just start ranking them all. And at the end of your day, you can go to this, and you can sort them by the ones that have the most promising ROI, the best cash on cash reserve. You can sort by all these different categories, and then you can pick out sort of your top properties that you want to zero in on and dig deeper. So yes, that's a free thing that they'll get if they
Love it. Our audiences can get some great tools. I appreciate you sharing that, Bill. It's so great to have you. And again, I just want to talk to everybody. I hope you liked the show, today's show. Don't forget to like us, subscribe, comment, and also share this episode where, if you found it to be of good value to you, and if you'd like someone to know, they can also find value. You can always reach myself, vinneychopra.com, Vinney Chopra.com. We also have two other websites now, which is moneilinvest.com and then seniorlivinginvesting.co. And then we are coming out with the fourth and the fifth. But the thing is, we got to just always try to move the needle, I call it. Let's be better today than yesterday. Let's just get educated and let's make some good decisions. Do the one thing, just like Bill said, and decide on that one thing. What's that one thing today? That's going to get you to the next level. Again, thank you for joining, everybody. And I know it's going to be broadcasted in Bill's team also and audiences. And please reach out to Bill, my great friend. And, again, if you want to know more about senior investing, passively, actively, please reach out to Bill. He's my guest, or reach out to us and so forth like that. So thank you so much, Bill. Have a wonderful day, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.